In this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate up to 1,000 leads simply from your website. And this is not a joke. And because we like to do things the right way the first time, we're doing this right now. I'd like to welcome you to Construction Business TV. Of course, I am Joshua Brewer, one of the co-founders of the Patria Company. If this is the first time we're meeting, I have been consulting in small to mid-sized business for over 20 years. You can learn more about me and my credentials out on LinkedIn. I'll leave a link to my profile in the description below so that we can get connected there as well. And if you're ready to take full control of your business so that you can grow it, manage it, and succeed as a business owner, be sure to subscribe below and click the bell so that you'll be notified as we continue to put out more valuable information to help you achieve your business goals. Okay, so this was not just simply clickbait. I am really going to show you step by step how you can generate up to 1,000 leads simply from your website. So let's go ahead and jump right over to my computer. I'm going to share the screen and we're going to see this one step at a time. Here we go. All right, here we are over on the computer, and you can see here we're going to begin with step one, which is to determine the monthly searches for my location and trade. And to begin this step, we're going to go into our web browser, and we are going to open up Neil Patel's Uber Suggest. I'll put a link to this page in the description below so that you have a quick link to get right to it. And to begin the search, we're going to go into the center box and we're going to type in our location and trade. And we're going to click on the search. And to speed things up, I've already done this so we don't have to wait for the results. And you can see at the very top, we're shown a few quick results. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the cost per click in just a few minutes. And to begin with, we're going to be looking at this, the search volume, how many searches per month are there for Houston plumber. And you can see from our trend line that we are trending higher, so we're going to be using the most current results for 3,600 searches, and we're going to begin our calculation by using this number. So we have the total monthly searches of 3,600 for Houston plumber, and this is what you'll want to do, is just first write down what is the current total monthly searches for your location and trade. The next thing we need to do is we need to determine, of those total searches, when somebody's typing the search into Google, going in and being given the search results, what percentage of those searches can we expect to actually click on our website listing if we are able to gain the placement of page 1, position 1. And we're also going to show the difference between position 1 and position 2 on page 1. So how does this work out? We're going to visit a different website called advancedwebranking.com. And here, let me just explain this real quick. What we're seeing the results that have been calculated for the month of September 2019. If we use our mouse to come over the results here, we can get some more specific information, which is broken down. The blue color is for desktop results and the red is for mobile results. The CTR, which is a click-through ratio, is a percentage. And it basically says that for every person who has searched on a desktop computer, gone to Google and made a search on a desktop computer, that 30% of all of those searches resulted in somebody clicking on the organic first position. So what does that mean? And on mobile, you can see it's 23%. So if we go and we do the search for Houston plumber, then we can see at the top we have these ads, which is designated by this word up here, sponsored, or by the ad designator right here and here. But what we're measuring is this organic. There's no ad, there's no sponsored designation here. This is the organic listing, position 1. Here's the organic listing, position 2. And so going back to advanced web ranking, we can see that for position 1, the organic position 1, that we're going to have an average here that we're going to calculate in just a moment of what we can expect if we make it to position 1. What can we expect for having people click through to see our website when they search for our location or our trade in the location? It's something that should be notated at this point, that when somebody's looking for something in your location, Google doesn't care whether or not they actually type in the location or not. It's location specific, already built into the algorithm. So if they just type in your trade and the person is already local to you, then Google's going to assume that they want a local result and they're going to give them the local result. But you should be able to rank for your local result even when you're not in your local area, and that's why we are showing you how to do this by putting in the location and the trade together. Now you can see a big difference between the results from position 1 to position 2. So how does this actually work out for our averages? Again, if you're a math whiz, I'm going to be using simple average, and I understand that there could be a slightly more accurate average that we could come up with by using weighted average, but I'm just going to use simple average. Okay, we saw that our click-through ratio for page 1, position 1 for desktop was 30.77, and for mobile was 23.03. If we add those together, divide by 2, good old-fashioned average, we know that 28.4% of every search is going to click on the page 1, position 1 rank listing. They're going to check that one out first. But what about position 2? Well, that was 15.97 and 13.94. 15.97 on desktop, 13.94 on mobile. We add those together, divide by 2, and we come up with 14.96%, literally almost half. So being in position 1 is a enormously huge advantage and completely worth the time and effort that it takes to gain that position. And I'm going to show you why. If we look at the total number of searches and we multiply that by the percentage, we can see that the result for determining our monthly lead potential for our websites, which is step number 2, results in page 1, position 1, 3,600 times the 28.4% equals 1,022 clicks, and those are all potential leads. Of course, you have to make a nice website to convert those clicks into leads, but those 1,000 leads have come to your website. And it is important to know that if somebody's already knows your company, then they're just going to search for your company. When they don't know your company, they're going to be searching for your location and your trade, which is the reason why this generic search is so important to your business for generating leads. Position 2, 538 leads. Hey, that's not too shabby, right? Still worth it to be in position 2, but definitely worth, again, the extra effort to get your business positioned all the way to page 1, position 1 in the organic listing. Now, what does this mean money-wise? If we're actually looking at the determining step 3, determining the income potential of your website for a Houston plumber, if we look at some other data, we can go out here to Home Advisor. Again, we can have all kinds of different opinions concerning Home Advisor and their numbers, but just using this as a baseline, and you should already know your own average per ticket, right? Whatever your job tickets are, you should know your average amount, so you can do this calculation specifically for your company. But on average, Home Advisor, again, they're taking into account, the entire United States, all the locations and whatnot. So this is a pretty broad average, but they're saying $300. So if we use this number just as a baseline, then what we're going to come up with, if we have a 100% conversion rate, again, we can't really expect a 100% conversion rate, but it's a good place to just know what the maximum potential is of our website. If we're in position 1 on page 1, We take those 1,022 leads and multiply it by $300, and that's $3.6 million per year. It's not a shabby business. Position 2, that website's still generating $161,400 potentially per month, or almost $2 million per year. Again, position 2, not shabby, right? It's worth it to invest in this website. But what you have to really determine is, when you go through these calculations for your own company, is it worth it for you? Does it make sense for you to do this? Does the benefit of having your website, putting the time and effort and energy into becoming the top listing, does that outweigh the cost? So let's go ahead and look at a couple other pieces of information that are really important in determining if it makes sense to make the investment into a website and the content creation, the potential, the video creation for your location and your trade. So how do we do this? So let's head back over to Ubersuggest, and we're going to look at this right here, this cost per click. This is the average amount that is being spent by your competitors for the ads positions. Okay, so when we go to the very, very top of the page, we see these listings that are designated with the ad listing. These companies know that it is worth it for them to invest on average $40 per click, because they know that their websites are built in such a way that they can convert those clicks into leads and into sales. If we go back to our calculation, we can say, what is it worth for our company? Well, on position 1, those 1,000 leads at $40.76, again, for Houston Plumber, we're talking about $41,000 per month in ad value. On position 2, those 538 leads equal a value of $21,000 per month. Because again, we know if we have a good website, we are going to convert those clicks into leads and leads into sales. All right. On an annual basis, we're talking about taking those values, multiplying them each by 12 months. We're talking about an ad cost value of between $250,000 and $500,000 per year. Now, I have to ask you, what does a website actually cost? And how much does it cost to create content? Is anybody out there in the Houston area coming to you as a plumber and suggesting that you're going to spend somewhere between $250,000 and $500,000 on your website and creation cost? I don't think so. I don't even think it's close to that. Therefore, we know that this is a fantastic investment. Well, hopefully now, by seeing these steps, you feel confident that you can go through them and determine what your website's true potential is for generating leads for your business. And you can determine whether or not you're completely overpaying for leads from any other lead generation service. Now, of course, there's lots and lots of options for website platforms and hosting, and you may be confused or frustrated with all of this stuff. Well, I would encourage you to go ahead and check out qualitytrades.com so that you can just get out and get the stuff done that's going to help propel your website to page 1. Now, of course, we have created part 2 of this series so that you can understand the what, the how, and the why of the things that we recommend that you do on your website in order to get to page 1. In fact, we've created 2 videos, one that's talking about the top 10 items that you need in your website for it to be successful, and of course, part 2 for this series. If you have any questions at all, please leave your questions in the comments, or you can ask us out on our Facebook group. You can ask us on our LinkedIn group. Now, you want to make sure that you've also subscribed and clicked the bell so that you know that you're going to get notified as we continue to put out this information for you so that you are taking full control of your business. And we'll see you in part 2.